Ozzy did feel very alone, lost and broke. Suddenly he was out the band and, would he get picked up and who was interested in him, and was his career over?
For a guy like me who's got self-esteem issues, the idea of going solo was very, very scary.
I knew he had great talent, and I just felt in my gut that he could make a huge comeback. It was then that I became his actual manager properly, and first thing, we had to find that band. We auditioned hundreds of guitar players. Literally, we would turn up at the rehearsal rooms and there would be lines around the block of musicians waiting to see Ozzy.
That was a bit of a slow process at first until I met someone who put me in touch with Randy Rhodes.
Randy had like a deepish voice for a little guy. Wow, So he goes into the studio, and I'm fucking sitting in the studio window thing, like that outfit, looking at him. I'm fucking zonked. And he goes, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Play any fucking thing." He said, "I have a solo." And he played his fucking solo, and I was like, am I that fucking stoned, or am I hallucinating, or what the fuck is this?
So he was very lucky to run into Randy Rhodes, and the guitar sound really reinvented Ozzy's voice. And he had a true writing partner and a friend, and they really clicked.
Everybody thought maybe he was going to be down and out because of what happened with Sabbath, and he just shocked the world. Especially with Randy Rhodes and the magnitude of what this guy was doing. I mean, here's this guy who's given Eddie Van Halen a run for his money. Everybody thought that Eddie Van Halen was the king.
I knew instinctively that he was something extra special. He was like a gift from God, and having that fucking thing, having a gift from a higher power, well, I don't know what the fucking deal was, but this guy did something to me. And the one thing that he gave to me was hope. He gave me a reason for carrying on.
Blizzard of Oz, the first record was done in 6 weeks. It was just, instantly blew up everywhere. He went right on tour through Europe with the band, then back into the studio 3 months later to do Diary of a Madman. Less than a year after being fired from Black Sabbath, Ozzy was a rock star again.
Diary of a Madman tour was just massive. It was the loudest show I've ever been a part of.
That tour was just like a magical time. I think Randy and Ozzy gelled together like left and right hand. It was just amazing.
Their friendship was, it was just like two best mates, hanging out, laughing, but yet that passion for music. I mean, everything was the albums that they were writing and the gigs and just music talk the whole time.
You know, Randy was able to achieve a lot in a very short period of time. And a lot of it was due to Ozzy's mentorship.
Randy, on behalf of the over 500,000 readers of Guitar Player magazine in the U.S. and in 70 countries throughout the world, I'd like to present you with the 1981 Best New Talent Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Give him a kiss, Ozzy.
I've got a lot of work to do, and makes you realize there's a lot of responsibility. And this tour, I want to really get myself together and work harder, you know, because I'm really proud and honored, and I don't want to stop here, you know.
Randy Rhodes, the 25-year-old lead guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne's group, was killed in a plane crash this morning along with two other people. Andrew Acox, the pilot of the plane, also Rachel Youngblood, the group's hairdresser. Ozzy Osbourne himself was in the van when one of the plane's wings clipped it, but Ozzy escaped injury, we understand. 25-year-old Randy Rhodes is dead today.
The morning that Randy was killed, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. When you know we were there for so many hours because it took so long for the authorities to came down, the police and the fire department. We finally went to a nearby hotel, and I just couldn't stay in my room, so I went down. I went out on the street and I found a church right down the street. All I wanted to do is just sit there and just, you know, make some sense of what was going on. And I didn't even look up, and I'm sitting there and I hear this sobbing and this crying, and I thought, wow, this person has got to be in more pain than I am. And I look up and it's Ozzy sitting there.
The craziest day of my life was the day that Randy Rhodes died, you know. I mean, I couldn't believe that. You got to deal with that, you know. People tend to forget people in this business so quickly, you know. That guy was my brother, man. That guy was like a part of my life, you know. And he's dead. Why don't people start talking to me about the death of Randy Rhodes instead of asking me the craziest prank that I've ever done? That was the craziest prank that I've ever witnessed, was seeing that guy burn, you know. And the day that Randy Rhodes died, it was a day a part of me died, man. And Rachel Youngblood, my seamstress. They forget that, you know. It just gets kind of weird.